I'm back from Dubai after spending one beautiful month there. I'm now back in Bucharest, which is one of my bases around the world, as well as London and Miami being my other bases. And I have to say, I know at the beginning I'd done a lot of videos about Dubai, which talked about it being very soulless, very vibeless, that there's just no real energy there. But I did also talk about the positives of Dubai, and towards the latter part of my trip, the first couple of weeks weren't really my favorite part of the trip, I'll be honest. I stayed in Dubai Marina, Jumeirah Beach residence in that sort of area. It was very touristy, wasn't really exactly my vibe. And it was very materialistic, and I didn't really catch up with a lot of my friends. I was kind of just at home trying to build trading algorithms, so I wasn't really at the house much mingling. So I saw a certain side of Dubai, and I wasn't really rating it that much. But anyway, the second couple of weeks of my Dubai trip was so much better than the first couple of weeks. And I really got to see it for what it really was. And I'm very flabbergasted by how brilliant the opportunity is in Dubai. It really is blowing up in terms of innovation, in terms of opportunity, in terms of business conferences, in terms of networking. Everyone's moving there. It's the tax incentive is massive. It's a luxury lifestyle. So I started to understand why people really are moving there. It does make sense to the point where I'm even going to start looking at two-bedroom apartments in Dubai to potentially have it as one of my bases as well. The reason for that is because just the last couple of weeks of me being there, the friends that I rekindled with, I mean, I had friends there in the first place. I've got friends dotted around in lots of different parts of the world. I have been traveling for 10 years. I have a big friendship circle. I really believe in that. It's a very big core value of mine to have long-term, loyal friends that I can trust, do business with, do investments with, and just be there for each other, just for the sake of it, just as friendship. Doesn't have to be business all the time. But I connected with them, loved meeting them, and I was like, if I buy an apartment here, I've got my friends here, I can connect with people, I can raise capital, I can build my personal brand, I could really push my lifestyle. But I will be missing certain elements, which is going to be stuff like the vibe, the energy that I had when I spent COVID in Tulum. I love going out in Miami. I love the vibe there. I love going out here in Bucharest. It's got a certain kind of energy. I love going out in Europe. I love going to like Ibiza and experiencing that sort of energy. That's real culture. So Dubai doesn't have that, and I have spoken about that already in the video, so I don't want to keep banging on about that. I do want to talk about the opportunities that Dubai also offers. And it really does offer opportunity. You can bet your damn ass on that. There's two places in the world right now that are offering this same sort of opportunity. One is America. It's still the biggest economy in the world. It will remain the biggest economy in the world. It's blowing up AI wise. The stock market did very well last year. Trump's in power now. He's pro business. I mean, I did myself 25% in the stock market last year on mainly the big technology stocks, the big seven being a big part of my portfolio. So America is still exploding. Forget everywhere else in the world. It's also growing. I'm sure it is. I don't want no comments like, hey, Ghana's growing. I know Africa's growing. I know other nations and economies are growing. But I'm talking about the best places. I want to put myself in the best places on the planet so I can meet the wealthiest people so I can build my businesses, right? They might not be the most fun places for a night out, but I am valuing building a business and finding the right sort of investments and making a certain percentage return and hitting the next level. I value that, right? This isn't for everyone, okay? Some of you might just want to live in Bali and be content creators, and that's absolutely fine. But the other place outside of America which is offering that opportunity is the Arab world. Okay, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. If you move to Qatar, you might move to Doha, you might move to Bahrain. You find an opportunity where you will make a lot of money, you won't pay much tax, and you'll see that there's a lot of money in that part of the world. There's still a hell of a lot of money with the Arabs from the Arab money, and they're willing to invest it in tourism, bring you over, and just pay you a larger salary than what you're currently earning. Even if you're earning the same salary in those countries, you won't be paying tax, so you're saving a bomb. But ultimately, why the UAE is really interesting and why Dubai is interesting is because it's become a hub. And so much so that it's literally, in my opinion, becoming the second biggest financial hub in the world and will not on paper, if you Google it, it obviously isn't the second biggest financial hub in the world, but from being there and from me being in the financial world since I graduated from uni pretty much, I mean, my first ever job was UBS Investment Bank. Not first ever job outside of uni, so my internship. I had other jobs before that. I was like working in a stationery store and lifting furniture. I may have told those stories in the past. but my first job was investment banking and finance. So I really understood that game since I was 21. That's now 15 years on. And I can tell you when I see a financial hub which is exploding, and Dubai is one of them. It's literally becoming the second biggest financial hub. And I predict it's getting to that level after New York. You know, you want to be in financial hubs, you want to be raising capital, they are expensive, these places, right? We haven't talked about that. Like, I mean, obviously I will talk more about the prices and how much I spent while I was out there. But ultimately, this place is becoming a financial hub. It's an innovation hub, right? And it's a different kind of innovation hub to San Francisco. It still has the tech, but not as advanced as San Francisco. It still has the finance, but not as advanced as New York. But there's ripe opportunity there because there is capital, access to capital, lots of capital moving inwards and outside of other places. So Dubai really is becoming a massive financial capital. It's becoming the New York of the Eastern world, right? You will not beat New York. New York is the biggest financial capital of the Western world, and that will remain the case. London used to be the second biggest, but is really losing its prowess and is really losing its reputation for a number of different reasons, which again we've talked about on this channel in terms of crime and high taxes. So, and many other reasons, overregulation, the Labour government are really not incentivizing enough businesses, bringing taxes down. And the country hasn't really incentivized entrepreneurship for a long time. So London has lost its prowess. So I really think Dubai is a place for the future. I would consider myself to even buy a nice 2-bedroom apartment somewhere, either off plan or already built, to spend more time there, perhaps half of the year, perhaps less, perhaps 3 months. But I think half of the year would make sense. And the other half probably in Europe or go back to America, because in the summer, Dubai is horrific weather-wise. So you definitely don't want to live there in the summer. Way too hot. Most people that have money get out for 6 months of the year. So there you go. That's kind of my assessment on the financial side of why I think Dubai's got massive opportunity. I'm personally doing that after traveling the world for many years. I knew this was an inevitability. I know I'm not going to get the same sort of vibes and energy. And I know I'm not going to be able to get my hands on some magic mushrooms when I want to microdose that stuff and completely detach from society. So there are negatives. There are obviously cons, and I can list them. And I will probably do a full-on honest review of my pros and cons. Literally have a list side by side of me. But the pros are that it really is just, there's no place like it in the East right now as a financial hub, and for innovation and for deregulation, and for how easy it is for you to go and set up there and become a resident. It really is a great hub. And the last couple of weeks of my trip really proved that to me. The first couple of weeks, as I said, were more like, not really feeling this place. It's very materialistic, very fake. The second couple of weeks when I connected with my friends, if you have the right people there and you find the right opportunities, then Dubai can be great. You're probably not going to live there your whole life, but you can definitely do some time there and stack up some money.